1, 2, 3, we're back. Hey,
We are back.
We're back again. Caesar's back. Tell a Jew, hey, tell a Jew, tell a ghost, and
Get wrapped up.
Anyways,
Damn. Yeah. Fuck that.
you know what it is. It's episode 5, bitch.
So 5.
Fight or
Cinco.
flight.
Fight or flight. Episode 5. We will talk about fight or flight.
Oh, hey, ladies and gentlemen, special guest in the building.
Right.
Freddie P.
What up?
What up, Nick?
How you guys doing there tonight, ladies and gentlemen? All the beautiful girls around the world.
All the beautiful girls.
Always have to put in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Cross the world.
Assalamu alaikum. Salam.
Love of the
Yeah.
blood. Anyways. Yeah. First and foremost.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Like
Ramadan.
like a salam.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of that. When this video gets posted, maybe we'll be out of it. Maybe we won't.
It's possible.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But, just showing respect where we can.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Episode 5, fight or flight. You might be asking yourself, what the fuck you mean fight or flight?
Yeah.
Exactly what I said. Fight or flight. Throw them hands or run away.
Run like a bitch.
Whoa.
Oh,
And that's exactly what this conversation is.
Yeah.
Well, who says running makes you a bitch?
Exactly. That's
Who
true.
says fighting makes you a man?
Exactly.
We'll get into that. First and foremost, society. Of course, Jew, you came out and you just fucking said, run like a little bitch. So obviously we know what society thinks if you
Right.
run.
Well, you said Jew. Did you say that? Continue.
And that's why this is a podcast.
There's marijuana being blown.
Podcast.
There's smoke in the air.
I do not smoke.
Hey, when you don't smoke, this is what happens to you. You get off topic, nigga. You feel me? So, no, but what? Again, society thinks, Well, let me ask you guys. What do you feel, Jew? What do you feel, society?
I feel society looks at fight or flight as
Not even fight or flight. Just look at why we would fight, or what would you say society feels? Would you say society says you should fight? Society says you should run?
most of society, especially with American culture, will want you to fight, and then that's depending on also the sexual orientation, if it's a man or a woman, because most situations.
Let me clarify that. What he meant to say was gender orientation.
Yeah.
Or gender stereotypes, not sexual orientation. He's not talking about blowing dudes and fighting bitches. Maybe he wants to blow dudes and fight bitches, but I don't know.
I only lick, so that's it.
Oh, well. Sir.
But yes.
Sir, calm yourself.
For the fight or flight, no, definitely. I think the American society would say, as far as gender, they would definitely say a man should fight for protection or for to save something, and a woman should run to save her life, because if something's in a tight situation, they will not want her to fight back. Now, not saying that's right or wrong, but that's basically how they would portray it in like the media or the news.
All right. Jew, you're black, but you're light skinned black.
Yeah.
Fred, you're black, but you're dark skinned black. So what do you think society believes?
I'm beautiful.
He's
Hey, society, I really wouldn't know, honestly, besides from my perspective of what I experience, honestly. These days, I would assume that people, honestly, you know what I mean, get a gun. That's why a lot of people are shooting before asking questions. A lot of people are getting shot beforehand.
Yeah.
But everybody still needs to fight, you know what I mean, depending on the situation, though.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Depending on the situation, it's situational. Yeah.
You know what
I would
Now,
agree
you know
with
what I'm
that.
saying? Now, like, if your mama don't fix your lunch pill right.
Yeah. You gonna go back in the kitchen, where's my sandwich, Mom? I wanted some sugar.
Go
in
fight
here.
your mom,
Bam.
That's
There
what
have
happened?
been instances where kids have killed their parents.
That was on the news a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
The kid got, like, his dinner plate was, like, wasn't what he wanted. Like, stabbed his moms and stuff, man. I was like, you got problems.
Yeah. I've had a kid in Detroit that killed their mom because they
Shout out to my
dishes.
mom. I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stab you over no
I would never
dishes
hurt
or
my
nothing.
mom.
I wouldn't stab you. I don't. No.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I love my mom.
If you made a pure vegan dinner, I don't know. If it's possible.
Like,
So what these two mumbling niggas was saying through all this, I think, is to say that society would say men should fight, and it makes you a man to fight. It makes you a little girl if you run.
Yep.
And not stating that girls run, because I don't know if y'all watched any of the UFC fights over the past weekend, but Amanda Nunes treated Raquel Pennington like a fucking training dummy.
Yes.
And destroyed her face and left the bitch leaking.
Yes.
And I know a lot of dudes that wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can only speak on what I think and what I personally. Again, I'm Puerto Rican, grew up in Southern California.
SoCal.
I would say I was taught to fight, don't run.
Okay.
I mean, run if you can. Don't be dumb. Don't try to fight 8 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't try to fight 15 people. You know what I mean?
Why you looking at me like that for?
Yeah, this motherfucker.
So Fred.
The whole thing of that is not, but at the same time,
yeah.
If it's the 1-on-1, you want to catch the heads up, like throw the hands, catch this fade. You know what I mean? So
that's what a lot of young ones don't believe in that nowadays. So you almost think of it now like the way they're trying to push these young boys to be so feminine and soft and crying and shit and wearing dresses. You wonder if you're trying to get away from that. Fight or flight should be all flight for everyone, boy and girl. So when the boys start running and start being scared,
but let's play devil's advocate on that. Like you shouldn't always fight, right? Why should you always fight? Why can't shit? Are you not civilized to finish this off with a conversation? We can't talk.
And it's not about being civilized. It's about respect to some people. Most people put their respect because they don't have nothing else to stand for in life or nothing else that they really stood for. So if all they got is their respect and you taking that away, then sorry, I'm that's something.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean respect wise? Like taking what? Like how? Like disrespect? Well, being disrespectful or what?
Because as a man, you already know if one thing and anything ever happened to you in life, at the end of the day, you are still a man. So whatever standards you set for yourself as a man, when somebody disrespects that, then yeah, you're going to maybe get into that fight mode. Because if I feel like I can't outwit this person that's trying to embarrass me or trying to disrespect me as a man, or I can't, I'm not richer than him, then the only thing I can do is beat his ass. So that's what people want to get into that fight mode for respect reasons.
I never did it for I never did it for a respect reason. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm just kind of nut.
Yes, fucking crazy. But, so that goes into my next thing then. Like, does how you're raised and where you're raised, does that affect your mindset? Because like this motherfucker Jew was just saying the other right 2 seconds ago, or 20 seconds, whatever the fuck the time frame is at this point. I'm smoking. There's smoke in the room. I don't know. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning. It could be 11 o'clock. I don't fucking know. But anyways, how you said the American society says this way and blah blah blah. So if you didn't grow up in America, if you weren't taught, so that's what I'm saying. Is it how you're taught? Is it your upbringing that makes you feel this way?
Yeah,
I don't even think it's even that. Even in the use of the words, even of America, you know what I mean? It's just where you were raised, you know what I mean? Who you was around, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people were raised with certain family members that you were supposed to, you know what I mean? So you didn't even get
that part.
You didn't get that closure.
That part, right? Who's to tell you to fight? Who's to tell you to fight or flight? That would be your pops, right? As you tell you this is how you feel as a man. Sex with the girl as a man. I love my dad. But to be completely honest, my dad wasn't fucking always there. There was times throughout my life that my dad didn't pick us up, didn't see us, and then we got old enough that we were like, we don't want to go. We want to stay at home this weekend. We want to stay with our friends. We want to do this. We want to do that. Yeah. So I got my sense of fight, flight from fucking my friends, from my from my mom.
Yeah.
I was raised by my mom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But my older brother, my brother Lewis, is 11 months older than me. I learned what it was to be a man from my brother that was a fucking blink older than me. Okay. And we learned it from our older brothers, and my brother-in-law Neil. That was the father figure in my life growing up and shit. So
were they the fighters? Or?
I mean, my older siblings weren't fighters.
Okay.
They were more like Casanova motherfuckers type shit. Hey, I mean, my brother-in-law was a motherfucking was a ball player and shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it really just I would say honestly, not even from my like my mom and like my brothers and shit, but my fight or flight might even came from fucking TV.
Yeah.
From media.
Yeah, see, there we go. And that's
from what I saw these motherfuckers doing. You know, you're not gonna let someone disrespect you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing my mom always taught.
Yeah.
You know, not just TV, not just this. Like you're not just gonna let a motherfucker disrespect you.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it goes.
And that's you know, but who's to say? You know, little Timmy's mom brought him up that way.
Exactly.
Maybe you don't ever fight. Look at motherfuckers don't. Some people don't ever have any type of violence at all.
Right. And then when it happened, they don't know how to handle it. Take for instance, like that school shooting in Florida, and when the guy started shooting up the school, what was the big grown security guard man doing? He was too scared to go in. But then look at him. You know, that's a nice neighborhood, nice city. So he may not have even grown up to the point, you know, he became a security guard, but he never maybe ever been in a shootout or aggressive situation.
See, but I think that's okay. If you want to go that route, that's one thing, right? Trump said that he would have ran in there with no gun, no nothing, right? And you say some crazy shit like that or something. But but that's a whole nother level. When there's guns and shit involved, fight or flight takes so that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Right? Fight or flight? Is it fight or flight with just hands? Are you worried about motherfuckers bringing out weapons? What's going on? So in that situation, you know, with the school shooting, I mean, I don't think anybody can say what they would or would not do unless they're in that fucking situation. You know what I mean? But God damn, I don't know if I'm running up in a fucking building and somebody's shooting.
Somebody burning.
I don't know if I'm made of that. That's just me being real. Now, I've fought motherfuckers in my life, and I've stood up for mine. But I running into somewhere where the motherfucker's got a gun. That's something different.
A different situation.
You signed up for it though.
Yeah, he signed up for that, like you're saying. So.
Well, I mean,
he would have been a different.
We'll venture off topic for a second, just so I can fucking oblige you and answer you on that. That's what he signed up for. He's a fucking school security guard. He signed up to go against active shooters. Bullshit, bro.
If you take a gun and holster it, you sure enough did.
He took some firearm training. He has to.
I'm being real from my perspective of you want to hold a gun, because I see a lot of people holding guns and stuff, and honestly, besides me being a felon, I'm not really a fan of guns. I've been hunting on shit, shots.
Really? Okay.
But I don't really care for them. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person, some shit like that happened, I probably would run up in there and shoot them.
There you go.
That's why I say it's just a different.
So then, is it okay to fight? Is it okay to run? When is it okay to run? Or when society says it's not good for a dude to run, right? You want to always stand up to your shit, this, that, and the other. Yeah. The hood,
I think
the gangsters, the TV, this, that shows you all this, blah, 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 right? So,
I mean, that's a matter of you. You don't want to be into that. You know what I mean? Because it's really not for everybody. You know what I mean? So honestly, you can't. I don't even think you can compare the gangster life shootings to being a security guard or a cops type shooting shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different.
You signed up for that. You know what I mean? Just like you made that choice to be over there, but sometimes you gotta live over there for 10 years, whatever your grandma down the block. You know?
So we grew up in the motherfucking AV. We grew up in the Antelope Valley.
Okay.
All right, Lancaster, Palmdale, California, Courts Hill.
Lancaster.
All right. All they did where I grew up was fight and ride dirt bikes and smoke weed.
All right, nice.
Smoke weed, fight, and ride dirt bikes.
All right.
And that then proceeded to turn into, from riding dirt bikes to racing cars.
Nice, yeah, I remember.
Fighting turned into fighting. Fighting turned into more fighting. And smoking weed and turned into fucking bitches.
Yep.
Right? That's what these motherfuckers do growing up. That's what they... Little desert town.
Yeah.
Hi, Vegas. Meet Lancaster. It's the same thing without casinos.
Yep, okay.
So...
Nice.
Yes. Again, my friends, all they did was fight. What they loved to do was fight. This, that, and the other. So... It was never okay in my circle to run.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
But... When it comes down to if there's guns, I can go fucking to. We used to play football every Wednesdays at Marie Kerr Park. Okay. And we would do blacks versus Hispanics.
What?
And
black versus Hispanic games.
And it was hilarious because.
Oh wow.
It was just on some racial tensions the whole fucking game and this, that, and the other. Well, anyways, one Wednesday, they decided to shoot up the park.
What? See? That'd have been the last one then. That'd have been it.
No, and we kept going every Wednesday after that. It wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
But hearing bullets bounce off signs and whiz by you and all this it's not a very fun thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I say fight or flight, I think running when it comes to weapons and guns
your life,
is not a problem.
Yeah.
And if you got a problem with that, fight me, little bitch.
Yeah.
Fight me.
Exactly.
Fuck me. Fight me.
See?
So
that makes sense.
But I don't know. You grew up in Detroit. What's up with you?
Oh man, yeah. It's been different situations where I seen maybe a lot of shit early before I even start hanging out and shit. Because I had older cousins, and that weren't the best citizens in the world, I'd say.
Quote unquote, not role models. We are not role models.
So hanging around these non-role models at a young age and seeing what they do and get away with, I was always hip to like what the streets was about. So when I did start hanging out and seeing situations, I was almost desensitized to it at that point. Like it's situations where I've been hanging out, and like all young folks do. We find somewhere to go race our cars. I used to have a Camaro. We used to go race. I've seen people at the races like get busted in the head with a bottle, and niggas just take their car, and this guy just got busted in the head with a bottle. They beat him up, took his car, and rolled him over with his car as they pulled off and shit. Seeing that shit did not shock me. It was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess everybody kind of got to go now. It did, oh my God, someone's hurt, So at that age, and I'm being like 20, 21 at that time, and already desensitized to that shit, it's kind of weird to hear flight or flight because as far as I know, you don't run from shit unless your life in danger, and other than that, you stand up like a man. So, but
what would cause you to run then?
It would have to be a big ass animal or some shit running towards me and shit, because I don't really have no fear for man.
We're not talking about no animal shit. We're talking about a man.
I don't have
We're
no
talking
fear for
about
man.
someone that breathes air, bleeds just like you do.
I don't.
When would it be okay to run?
That's it. I don't know, because I don't have no fear of man. That's the problem,
I would think it would be a time and place and everything. If I have my kids with me,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna subsidize them to be involved in that type of stuff. I've done plenty of times, but on that terminology when it comes to being a grown man and stuff, I don't think just from now and I can't.
You can't put somebody else in that situation, right?
I can't put somebody in a situation, but I can't walk away. You know what I mean? I can't walk away. You know what I mean? And even that, just growing up in different areas and stuff, and seeing the different. Lancaster was different in its own little sense of the little world and stuff. But I don't know.
Right, but there's like you said, there's different sides of both worlds, right? My mom had me in Lancaster. My dad lived in fucking Reseda. My dad was in the Valley.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucking Fred was about to get into, Lancaster, but this motherfucker's from fucking Crenshaw and
so
shit.
You was from different areas
like,
in Cali, you said.
Who from Crenshaw?
Or Gardena. This motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? Fucking Hoover and shit. This nigga, I'm not saying Crenshaw, nigga. I'm saying this. I'm from hoods and shit.
Oh, that's
just on some other shit. So,
do you think like how you grew up? If you grew up in different neighborhoods than you grew up in, you would have had a different idea, or a different prospect of fight or flight. So, like where you grew up at, kind of determined like the situations you got into later. So, if you grew up in like a certain neighborhood,
I still kind of had the sense of where like my brothers and sisters came from, you know what I mean? And my mom stayed in South Central, so 7-6 in Figueroa. So
all right,
I still out there. I lived in Compton.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It's a matter of at the end of the day, even the parents wasn't there, my siblings were there, and they still had the same thing. Even my sister now, my brothers, both of them doing life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
so you had around that early age too, so right?
No, this is a different man. I don't know. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? And then even that doing my prison thing. So I learned to, like you said, you catch 1-on-1s and shit. I was catching 3-on-1s, and I don't think I was still running. You know what I mean? If it was somebody that I couldn't, my mind might even tell me, but my body won't.
Yeah. That's the same. That my body would not move. Yeah.
So now is that a pride thing or what?
No.
Because you just said, right, your mind might be like, maybe I should go, but your body's like, fuck it, I'm going to do this.
I don't think because I think even when it comes to the pride thing, the people I come across with pride, they voice that. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Those ones, all right, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't get that. I'm not gonna voice that. You know what I mean? It's just like, why should I be scared of you? You are just a man. It says in the Bible and shit. I'm not gonna be scared of no man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I do something stupid and stuff, you know what I mean? You gonna pull some straps out on me, which is happening. People pull out choppers and shit. Nigga, yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing. The fuck I look like.
That's interesting. You even brought up the Bible. Did you grow up in a religious household, or
it was all Christian? They was all Christians. Okay. My aunties and all that.
See, so that make a difference because there's a lot of gangsters and a lot of people out there out in the streets that's in situations like this. They never had no kind of religious training. Nobody in their family.
We didn't want to go. We didn't want to go. It wasn't no connection to us. You know what I mean? Because we were still foster kids. My aunties and all that. Those my aunties. Most of my dad's sisters. So it really still didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was like, if you guys were doing something for me in that sense,
I
would have took a little hold of it. And I would have probably, but I was like, you did it, you know what I mean? So we still had to do what we had to do. You know what I mean? So as I got older, the situations I did, I guess I've been there. I don't know.
Damn.
I went to juvie, twice before I was an adult. And
I was so close to
going
to juvie before. No.
5 times, and then went to prison. After that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a different scene, and each time it progressed and got a little bit different.
It got different.
You know what I mean? But I was like, you know, the difference with that is either you do or you don't. So you gotta get either smarter or you get a little dumber down on yourself. I don't know.
So it really don't matter about the area you grew up in. It's really kind of like how the household is. And a lot of people tell me, they say, I don't got kids, so I don't know. You know, they tell me about the household. The household you grew up in is kind of.
Well, you didn't. I don't necessarily think you need to have kids to chime in on that because you were a kid at whatever time, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, everyone was a kid at some point.
Yeah.
The only one that was ever just forever old is Morgan Freeman.
And it came out 50.
Motherfucker came out 72. He was
72. And I still remember slavery.
You know what I mean? So, but
shout out Morgan Freeman.
I mean, he said, shout out Morgan Freeman. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
But I mean, that's what it comes down to. So I guess it's the household brought up in this. But so then it's your upbringing, right? Yeah. So, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I fall on that spectrum.
And that's what. Yeah.
I don't know. My pride, only pride I've ever had, my pride that's coming has been for my last name was because of my siblings and stuff. Because really, nobody really recognizes us like that.
Okay.
To where it's like we all. Family, they'd be like, those are Williams, but those kids, these kids.
Okay.
Like, standoffish, you know.
Oh, okay.
My pride has come.
So your family had a reputation or something?
Yeah, a reputation. But we made it like we're not even known like that, but we made it to where they like, oh, those are these kids.
Yeah.
Nobody fucks with us like that.
Yeah, that's how it was.
You know what I mean?
It's you get that comfort and you get that confidence and shit too.
I never had confidence. I just didn't I really just didn't like these motherfuckers, man.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Everybody did some dirty ass shit, and if it came down to it, they had to pay for it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, in my perspective, it was my pride came from seeing. You know, most people like the next man doing good. My pride didn't come from no next man doing. I ain't fuck about that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I say if niggas walk up the street, you nigga get noodles and shit. I probably wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My pride came from my siblings, my sisters, my brothers, because they deserve that glory when it comes to that point where they're doing good for themselves. Everybody else I can give a fuck about. You know what I mean? So I had to learn to enjoy the family, friends that I come across. You know what I mean? So that's when you start having that sense of compassion and love. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I still kind of don't know that. So my stuff comes from that. You know what I mean? That's why.
So it really seems like it's like the people that come into your life, because it really don't matter where you grew up with or where you grew up at or where you grew up around. It's about the people that you allow to have in your life.
I think it's you.
Yeah.
As a person.
I was going to go right off that. I think it's your fucking choice.
You know what I mean?
Your
because
decision.
A lot of people are going to do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, even my brothers right now, you guys wouldn't want to be in a room. Well, Mark be cool, but Daryl, you won't be around Daryl.
Okay.
Daryl going to question you everything you say, and you really ain't going to have too much to do with it. And I mean, type of person you can't, you know what I mean? So it's different. Yeah. And that's why you're like, oh, Fred, you're the compassionate one. So I'm the baby. So they'd be like, Fred, you're the one. But you come across people, they'd be like, Fred is a fucking nub. I'm like, I'm really not.
Oh, okay.
I only react. I have a reaction to everything.
Yeah.
Public disclosure. Fred is crazy as fuck. He just tried to fucking pass on all y'all. I'm so glad I helped y'all matrix his bullshit right now. He tried to tell y'all he wasn't crazy. Fred's crazy as fuck.
Fred learned.
Well, Well, nah, man. I mean, nah, I'm not crazy. You know, they tripping.
Fred learned though. He learned from his experience. Like you mentioned juvie and you mentioned like county and stuff. So I'm sure going through that and that definitely.
Yeah, that didn't affect me.
See?
Prison affected me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My first time actually experienced something was prison. You know what I mean? So the first times you started catching head up and then 1-on-1s and 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s and then riots, getting stabbed. I broke my hand.
Wow, I never broke anything.
I had to go back out the same day, broke my hand thinking about the status nigga and really gonna do it knowing I had only 60 days to the house.
Okay, wow.
And had that mentality, you know what I mean? So I think it's a difference, man. I don't know.
Damn,
I think
that's different.
Everybody's different.
It is, yeah. And I feel you.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it when you say when it comes to pride because there was no pride there.
Okay.
Because you know.
But let's go off that then. You said in in prison, motherfuckers running 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1s, and you said it's not about a pride thing. So what would you do?
No. For me,
okay.
That's probably pride for them. That's obviously respect and all that stuff. You know
so let me ask you then: what is your thriver? What drives you? It's not pride. It's not
fear.
Ooh, fear.
I mean, everybody has a fear in life. You know what I mean? Like somebody asked me that once upon a time, and truth be told, my only fear has always been failure.
To lose or something.
Because
right?
I never had parents. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what it feels like to cost my dad.
Okay.
Cost my mom. That's why my kids when they first started. That's why I say he had before because I wouldn't know how that feels.
The kids.
When my kids are like, "Daddy," I'm like, "Hell is that fucking?" Call me that shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? So like growing up, all right, nobody came to my graduation, none of that shit. So it was more of I gotta do it for myself.
Yeah.
To make myself feel good. You know what I mean? So when it comes to when I was in prison and getting fights and shit, it was like that's why I'm a big ass fan of Dragon Ball Z. You're not gonna you can't defeat me. Only I can defeat myself.
DBZ.
You know what I mean? So it's not about you run that fade, good job. No, it's not about that. I'm not gonna lose.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That makes sense.
That's really real though.
So that was I guess that was my in the sense if you say that your pride, that's pride. That, you know what I mean? That had nothing to do with pride with me. You know what I mean? Because I'll take my L's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I broke my hand, beat up old boy when I was locked up.
I agree.
I talked to him right after.
Yeah.
That was no pride.
So
I was like,
bad.
go home.
Yeah.
Do your kids do this? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you advice if that's pride. It had nothing to do with pride. You know what I mean? But that was just conditioning and used to the shit.
So then why fight in the first place?
Wasn't trying to. He was trying to debo somebody else. The homie that was going in to be a Christian and wanted to walk away from the gangs. The homie he was from Wemas. And he wanted to get into it no more. I told him
So
kick
he
back.
was trying to get away from the gang life, and he.
Well, he was younger. The dude that pressed was younger, and the other dude he tried to press was older. But the other homie that was,
he was trying to press an older nigga.
I don't know. The older nigga would have murked him. The other nigga probably would have gave me run for my money. Goddamn.
No.
He was just dead center on what he wanted. Back his kids, his wife, getting out, no more of that. You know, he was 36 at the time. He wanted to do it. All I did was talk to the little youngster at the time. You know what I mean? And he took it as I was trying to disrespect him. So he took it that what he did was that was pride. That was his pride.
Okay.
So he was trying to make an example and just didn't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think anybody can take a loss. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned while I was in there.
Yeah.
Doing 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s.
And what age was this? What age group was he?
I was 26.
And
I was 26. He was 22.
Okay, so there's some younger niggas in that group. See, that's
so
crazy.
just to put that in time frame, that's about 4 years ago.
Okay. So
just in case y'all motherfuckers is wondering.
See, and then like me being older, that was like my 20s and stuff. Yeah, I grew up something different. It's like me and C's relationship. I grew up in the suburbs before I moved into the inner city.
Oh, bro.
So
I grew up hood adjacent.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad lived in the hood, but I was glad I got to go home.
Yeah.
To the burbs.
Yes, thank you. Because that's where I want to go to sleep at.
Hey,
it's different. I feel you.
So maybe that changes the conversation from a fight or flight thing to a. How much does your pride fuck with your head?
Yeah, I wasn't even pride. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is not with you particularly, but with all the people around and shit. Yeah. It's their pride fucking with them, right? So maybe that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not maybe it's an ego thing. Maybe that's what it tells you. Cause I'll tell you like this. I'll give you a prime example of a fight or flight for me. I was 18, 19.
Yeah.
I lived in Vegas at the time. I had moved away from Lancaster.
Okay.
We went back to Lancaster to visit. At the time I was, again, 19. My brother was 19, 20 years old. I went to go visit, my friends and my ex, my girl at the time.
Yeah.
And I was in the back seat with my girl and in the front seat with my brother.
Okay.
And my boy Stewart.
Okay.
And I guess that night some people had been going around egging houses.
Oh shit.
And so we were parked out front, my childhood house, the house I grew up in.
Yeah.
And two cars pulled up, a truck pulled up in front of us, and a black car pulled up behind us.
Yeah.
And jumped out the car and opened up the car door and tried to pull me and Stewart out the car, and this guy fought my brother right there. And my brother beat the fucking shit out of him. My brother beat the brakes off this white boy. Again, don't ever just rush in someone's fucking car and punch them, because they might just kick your fucking ass. So that's what my brother did. He whooped this white boy's ass. But where it comes to a fight or flight thing is there had to have been like 15, 16 people that jumped out of these three cars that pulled up.
See, damn.
And it was me, Lewis, and my boy Stewart.
Okay.
And, my girl.
Yeah.
So there was four of us, but there was three guys. So three dudes, like 15 dudes jumped out of these cars.
Oh, shit.
In this truck. And my brother to this day will tell you that he's pissed the fuck off because me and Stewart didn't throw a punch.
Oh.
There was no reason to. My brother beat the shit out of this white boy. Okay. He was like, I thought we were going to swab everybody.
Yeah.
You bitches didn't do da-da-da-da. And I'm like, to me, fuck you.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying that I didn't throw a punch. There was no reason to throw a punch.
Yeah.
Had these motherfuckers tried to jump my brother, how they tried to get... I gotta say, okay, so when I said they tried to pull us out the car, I was like fucking 315 pounds at the fucking time.
Oh, shit.
So when this little ass Mexican kid pulled me out the fucking... or opened the back door to get me out the car. Yeah. When I came out the car, I'm fucking 6'1", 315. This fucking Mexican kid's like 5'6", 95 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Come on. There was no need to... So when it comes to a fight or flight thing, it's not necessarily a fucking pride. I think it comes down to what you...
would do in this
calculate in your fucking head.
Yeah. It's just like okay, boom. This is an action. Boom. What is your reaction? So that's the whole fight or flight. Whatever you're calculating at that moment to do is your next move, and that's true. Because like you said, like there's no situation for me. I didn't need to punch this little kid. If it was a bigger guy, then it could have been a different situation than us. So you're right. That fight or flight is conditional.
If he whooped my brother's ass, then I got to jump in.
Yeah.
But my brother's never got his ass whipped.
Yeah.
But I watched my brother beat the shit out of this guy.
See,
and he beat the shit out of white boy.
Damn.
So it's.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. I think it's what your mind tells you to do.
Yeah.
Because
it's just gonna be calculating a million things a minute, and also it depends on if you're high. Like you thinking about your life at the moment. Okay, if I punch him, then what? Boom. You thinking about that at the moment. There's a lot of shit that I do. I calculate first, but
when people say it depends on if you're high, I don't know what it is to be sober.
Always high.
Run around faded. Sleepwalk.
Literally.
So, what have we established at this point?
So it's good because everybody kind of got their points out about what they feel about fight or flight, what they do in situations, and Fred kind of hit on with his family and how he grew up around. His people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's the consensus? What is it? Is it what do we believe? What is fight or flight? When is it okay to throw hands? When is it okay to go away? And I think what we've established is there's no fucking one answer. You have to calculate at all times.
It's about calculation. All right, it's about your situation at the time and what that action would do to your life. Because for every action is a reaction. So if you choose to make an action at that moment that's going to impact the rest of your life, you may want to make a decision of flight at that point. It's up to you. It's up to your life. I've been in situations where I have to let me bail, let me get out this situation, or I can go to jail. So this situation.
Yeah. Again, I want to point out Sam is light, Jew over here is light skinned, Freddie P is dark as fuck.
No.
And it lets you know just how true that comes out in society. The light skinned nigga ain't never done nothing. This dark skinned nigga's triple felon, going doing shit left and right. You know what I'm saying?
And we still that's the whole.
But I'm just fucking with it. Y'all know I like to take my jabs at this Wakanda forever bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
We are Wakanda forever.
But,
what?
You know, it's all love. I appreciate
Yeah.
y'all motherfuckers joining me today and, you know, explaining this.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Smoked too much,
Smoked a lot.
drank a little bit.
Drank a little bit.
But
a little
I
bit.
think at this point what we've
Fucked
established
up.
is,
Yeah.
you know, it's okay to run.
It's okay
to fight.
Yeah.
It's just
Think
pick
about
the
the
right times.
consequences.
Pick the right times. There's a time and place for everything.
Right. Time, place, everything. Think about the consequences.
Hey,
Period.
you know what I'm saying.
Damn.
All right,
All right,
bitches.
now.
I love y'all.
Love you all.
Love everybody.
Come back for the
Fred,
next
say
episode.
bye.
Adios, amigos.
Special guest Fred.
Hey.
¿Dónde con Devas?
Hey.